Do you know it's the difference that makes the difference? I really love that saying. It's one of my favourite sayings at the moment. So I'm Nikki Butler. I'm also known as the autistic geologist, late diagnosed autistic ADHDer. And I spent a long time post-diagnosis really trying to work with all the different tools and apps and techniques and coaches to make the transformations and the changes in my life that I knew I needed to make. At the point of diagnosis, I was running a multi-award winning skin and scar clinic. Things were completely crazy. And actually, the truth is, that business was running me. I really knew I needed to make lots of changes in different areas of my life, but I didn't know how to do it. And all the tools and techniques that seemed to work for other people were just falling short for me. I was putting so much effort into the apps, the planners, the techniques, the strategies. And then after a couple of weeks, they just would fall by the wayside, or I realised they were causing me more stress and anxiety, which was the complete opposite of what I was trying to use them for. So that was when I started to do a lot of internal work myself, and I stopped working with everybody. I came out of the Facebook groups that I felt were really focusing more on the challenges, and I was just, not really getting any positive direction from. I was limiting my energy to what was going on for me, getting to know my neurodivergent self, looking at actually where I had some really good strengths and clear skill set, but also being kind and compassionate about the areas I found challenging and putting more support structures in place. And I went back and revisited my values. Now, I always thought I was a very principled person and very connected to my values. I did a huge piece of work around personal development over 10 years ago when I left corporate. I had a huge autistic burnout, left corporate, thought, right, didn't know who I was. I'd been defined by this legal career for the best part of a decade and a half. And I felt like my identity had gone when I burnt out of corporate, because I knew I wasn't going to go back to that. And I did a lot of personal development work around my values and beliefs and what I wanted to be. And so after my diagnosis, about 6-7 months in, when the tools, techniques and the coaching methods weren't working, I revisited that personal development work, and also brought in all of the elements of like the coaching that I'd been doing with my teams during my corporate days, and then also the mentoring that I'd done with my businesses, so working with many other business owners. And I, in essence, became my own client. And something that really stood out for me is the immense amount of effort I went to try and do things in every area of my life that were expected of me. I would look at what other people in my industry were doing for work, and I would almost look at ways to replicate that so that I could fit in and belong and find my space in the industry. And then post-diagnosis, I was like, this is so much effort and it's inauthentic. It's not connected to my values. It's not where I want to be going. And a successful life for me isn't about working really long hours, burning myself out and crashing between overwhelm, burnout and anxiety, like constantly through the year. I knew I wanted to have a better sense of myself. I knew I needed to work less hours, less intensely, find ways to work that were smarter, easier and more fluid for me, because my energy and my focus ebbed and flowed. So I knew that that's what I wanted to do. And something really interesting happened was the moment that I stopped trying to be the same or a variation of other people and doing what I felt I should do, or doing what I was looking at other people doing. As soon as I stepped back and I connected to what was really important to me, why I was doing what I was doing and what I wanted to do, everything changed. I was able to completely transform my business. I was able to reduce my clinical hours, and I could work with people that I loved working with. And I had this realization that it was the difference that made the difference. So the fact that I was doing things differently, was doing things that were truly aligned to who I am in a way that resonated with me and that was authentic. It was that difference that attracted the right clients to me, that allowed me to work in a way that felt really good for me, really rewarding, and also reduce that constant state of pressure and overwhelm that I was in. And recently I studied NLP, and that is one of the core, the kind of core messages and core beliefs is that the difference is the difference. And it's something that I think about constantly now. I don't look at where can I do what everyone else is doing, or where can I be, you know, similar or the same as other people. I think, where can I use my difference, my different way of thinking, of processing information, of being, of showing up? Where can my difference make a positive difference, make a change or an innovation, or add something that is really valuable that isn't already there, whether it's in my industry or in the work that I'm doing, and also how I'm connecting with other people on a social and a personal basis, rather than trying to do things the way that my friends do or that other people in my family do. I'm like really connected to who I am and thinking I'm going to embrace the fact that I'm different and create some new positive experiences and deeper connections based on who I really am. And that is that I'm different, not less, just different. And so I wonder if that resonates with you. I wonder if you have started to change a belief system, or if you started to show up authentically, or thought about the fact that really, if you follow a path that is so deeply connected to your values, your belief system, what's important to you, and you're showing up in a way where you are inspired and motivated and energized to make a difference on your terms, I wonder what that looks like or feels like or just is for you. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences on this. So you can drop a comment below, reach out on any of my socials at Autistic Joyologist, and you can drop me an email, hello@autisticjoyologist.co.uk, and I cannot wait to hear from you.